Welcome all fans to our new show. We got first interruption, and up in the top left corner, we got Alex Logan, who's going to play on the role of Skip Bayless, and down in the bottom right, we got Noah Roberts, who's going to play the role of Stephen A. Smith. Without further ado, you guys got the floor, and let's hear what you got to say.
Yeah, appreciate that, King Bennett.
King Bennett.
So we're just, we enjoyed watching the first game of the DBA. There's definitely some interesting takeaways with the new rookie in Big Texas and the small versus big matchup with the Slashers and the Rugrats. What do you think about that, Lokes?
I mean, it was definitely interesting to see Georgie and Big Texas play together for the first time, see how they meshed in the offseason, and see if their training really paid off and how it translated to the court. But I think we saw the same Slashers team as they talked about last year, where they started out slow, had to scrap their way back to get to 500. But so it'll be interesting to see how the rest of the year pays off.
You know, Lokes, I'm not going to lie. First few minutes of that game, I really thought it was going to be an absolute blowout. The Slashers looked horrible. They were taking shots from the outside, and they could not even hit the rim on a lot of them. It was brutal to watch. Big Texas came out hot for a rookie. Man, I bet y'all didn't know Big Texas could shoot like that. He looked like the rim was as big as Texas. He was stroking him from the outside.
That's a mismatch. Him and King Bennett, he's got the size advantage. 9 rebounds on the day for Big Texas, 11 points.
Especially after all the talking that was going on beforehand. If y'all watched the preseason presser with Big Texas and King Bennett looked a little more like Queen Bennett today.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I'm going to say.
Very cocky.
I will say with King Bennett, though, he had 2 extremely nice highlights. Dude reminded me of Russell Westbrook with the athleticism. He attacked the rim on these 2 plays that we'll pull up here for you.
Money counter chains clink. Guess that's how it sound when you winning. I ain't joking, do it sound like I'm kidding. I've been making.
And he attacked the rim hard. That's what he needs to do because the shot was not there consistently at all. So he needs to really
along with his teammate Beyblade too. Beyblade needs to attack the rim. He's obviously cannot shoot from outside. Brutal.
Can we talk about Beyblade's performance? What do you think about his performance, Lowe's?
That was terrible. He needs to get to the paint. He had a couple good finish. He looked like Kyrie on the one when split the defenders. That was a good finish, but him and King Bennett need to live up to their name. They got to slash. They got to get to the hoop because they cannot shoot.
Yeah, there's a reason why they're called slashers, not shooters. Let's go over the stat line real quick. Georgie for the Rugrats, he had 11 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 block. Big Texas in his DBA debut, Big Texas had 11 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. So scoring was pretty even there. Big Texas, I did not know Big Texas was going to be that skilled from the outside.
He's 1 rebound away from a double-double also.
Yeah, even scoring.
Advantage of King Bennett.
Can't get any more even than that, 11-11. And then for the Slashers, we had King Bennett with 12 points carrying the load offensively, 7 rebounds, 1 block. I will say that 1 block, we'll put it on the screen for you.
Go, go, go.
Was pretty nasty.
That was big. That was a big
I'm not going to lie.
How about King Bennett putting on the sunglasses? We've seen Hoodie Mello, Untucked Kyrie. King Bennett throws the shades on. He's a whole different player.
Yeah, it's like, face mask LeBron.
Yeah. We got to see more of that. We got to see more of that as the season goes on because that was a different type of player.
I want to hear from King Bennett. What was going through his head when he decided to put on the sunglasses?
Basically, last year we started off the season 0-1, as we talked about earlier. And second game, I knew I had to make a statement. I rolled out the super short shorts, the sleeves, put on the sunglasses, and I dropped 16 points. That's the most in DBA history. And in the second half, I know I had to change things up and saw the sunglasses sitting on the lawnmower, and I'm like, got to put them on and be the best player in the league.
Yeah.
Are we going to see more of that? Are we going to see some of that next week, or what are we going to see?
You got to stay tuned for that one. I'm still deciding what I got to do with that.
Is it going to have to do with maybe what Big Texas rolls out with?
Yeah, it all depends on the matchup I see and how hot I start the game, because if I'm hot, I'm not going to change anything.
We don't have another day then.
You're not going to listen to what he just said.
Robert's just turned into a robot.
All right, moving forward. I
You're
want to go on
frozen.
Georgie.
You're frozen.
Frozen, Roberts.
There. Oh,
You're
yeah,
good,
we're
So
back.
frozen?
We're back.
All right, we're back.
You're good.
Wi-Fi out here in Wichita. Yep, just popped up on my screen. Internet connection is unstable, so that's tough. I want to go on to Georgie, though. I want to hear what he thought about Big Texas's performance as a rookie coming into the league. First game, the pressure, the nerves, how he thought he handled it.
I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of nervous for picking up such a young but big guy. I was kind of nervous, but what he did in his debut showed me that I have no reason to be worried at all. He was a baller out there. He almost had a double-double. He did everything right, and I was just so happy to have him as my teammate, and I don't miss mid-range Mike at all. He was a great performer.
Wow. So mid-range Mike is 100% in the past.
Correct.
Sounds
Gotcha.
like your guys' relationship ended roughly, or how was the end of that relationship?
We will always be great teammates, but I will never ever want to play basketball with him again. He's literal trash can.
That's
Oh.
strong feelings. Strong
That's
feelings.
tough. Oh, that's going to be a headline in the paper the next few
It
days.
is.
Logs, I have a question for you, though. What did you think about the one concern I had, see if you picked up on it too, for the Rugrats, was the conditioning.
Oh yeah, I had that in my notes also. That was very obvious. I don't know if it's just a lack of preparation in the off season, but these guys came in very out of shape. You can tell that they did not prepare for this upcoming season. They're lucky that they snuck away with a win, but as the season moves on, they need to improve their conditioning, especially Georgie. You know that game, he was just throwing up jump shots that were just terrible.
Yeah, you could
As
see the
conditioning
shot,
improves, you should see his game improve also.
the shot selection, as the fatigue started to kick in, really affected it, and I think that's when the slashers started to take over. I think that's where the size stopped playing as much, just because they were fatigued. So, if the slashers can shoot it a little better, specifically Beyblade, if he can not throw up so many bricks that he's trying to build a mansion, then I think that they have a very good chance of being able to compete. They just can't dig themselves a huge hole like that, especially when they can't compete on the glass.
I agree. Yep, they got to get to the paint. For two smaller, undersized guys, those guys finish very well.
Yep, for sure. One other thing that I noticed with the fatigue really affected Georgie's turnovers. Georgie was turning the ball over for the second half. He looked exhausted. He looked tired. He was flopping on the ground. Maybe some calls, maybe some missed calls, but you got to play tough down low, especially with the size advantage. You're not going to get every call, right, Lugs? You're not going to get every call. So
Yeah, and that controversial foul, we should ask Georgie. Let's get his see what he thinks about that one.
Oh, I'm glad you guys brought this up. My instinct right away, I knew it was all ball. Knew it. No doubt about it. But they say ball never lies, and I shot my shot, and I missed. But everyone thinks that ball doesn't lie. But at the end of the game, we got the W. Therefore, ball does not lie. So, therefore, that was a block all day, and I want to count that as a block, not a foul.
So maybe with some theatrics involved.
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. I want to close with one key, for the next upcoming matchup. The Slashers are trying to even the series, and the Rugrats are trying to take a controlling 2-0 lead with the rookie at the helm. So, Logs, what do you think is a key factor for the next game coming up?
For the Rugrats, we'll start out with them. They got to continue to be good on the boards, especially Big Texas. He does a lot of work down low against King Bennett. We'll see if they try to switch up some matchups. We'll see what happens this Saturday. But if Big Texas can continue to play like he did opening weekend, they're going to be dangerous. Georgie's going to get his conditioning better. I'm sure he's going to be okay in the long run, and he's going to start taking better shots in the middle part of the game. And the Slashers could be in trouble if Beyblade doesn't pick it up.
Yeah, I think to piggyback off that for the Slashers, it's a big game coming up. You don't want to go down 2-0 to start the DBA. It's a big summer, after COVID, after everything that's happened. And to go down 2-0 would really be a heartbreaker, especially to someone new in the league. You want to make him work for it. You don't want him to come in and start running the league. So I think that's a big matchup for King Bennett. I think I look to see them apply more pressure. I think if they can turn over the Rugrats, then that's going to be a huge key for the upcoming game. And then Beyblade is just a question mark right now. Right now, offensively, he's a liability. I expect him to turn it up on the defensive end to make himself valuable, to really assert himself into the game, get him involved into the game on the defensive end, so then hopefully he can carry over to the offensive end. But I think they have to get some turnovers. I don't think if they don't turn over the Rugrats, then I think they're going to be in for another long night.
I agree. That's a good point.
So
one thing I want to hit on, I want to thank King Bennett for how he's handling the league, how last summer went. And as we move into 2021, look for some expansion teams, hopefully. Do you want to hit on that?
Yeah. So last summer, we started to grow on Twitter and YouTube. A lot of people around my school wanted to be in the league, so we tried to make an expansion team. We tried to do that, and then Beyblade actually was a little frightened of the expansion team because they had a solid roster. So he decided to retire from the league, actually, because he was just scared of the competition of expansion teams. So that's why we didn't have an expansion teams coming into this year, because we just wanted to play a full year for once. But definitely in the future, we're going to look for expansion teams and try to have an expansion team that evens the playing field, because last year we got a varsity starter on the team and then an athlete that was my size that had a 40-inch vertical. So it would have been unfair. So definitely part of the expansion team process is looking for a team that's going to be fair in the league. But we're definitely looking forward to having those teams in our league.
Georgie, how does that make you feel to hear that the person that you're sizing up with going against every day is scared of competition?
No surprise. I was all for it when King Bennett brought it up to me. I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Let's add more teams, more competition, more fun overall. And then I heard Beyblade didn't want to do it, and kind of got my hopes down. And I hope to in the future add other teams. Therefore, it'll just be overall more fun.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing about my teammate Beyblade. Beyblade's been my boy. Ever since we were younger, we've been best friends. But this is a tough league, and ultimately at the end of the day, I'm in this league to win a championship. So don't be surprised if I bring another player to the next game and possibly sub him out in the next game.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah. Are we all good there? Does anybody have any final takes to end the first episode with?
I think we covered pretty much everything.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. I would say this first episode was a success. Definitely blew past my expectations that you guys did. I want to thank you guys for your hard work and a great job producing this first episode.
We're all in for the DBA.
Let's go, baby. And that'll do it for this video. Thank you to all the fans that tuned in to watch this first interruption. Can't wait for the next game, and can't wait to have these guys on in a couple weeks for the next episode. So without further ado, we'll see you guys later, and make sure you like the video and subscribe.
Let's go, baby.